want to dedicate this video to the people who actually deserve the accolades. And let's not forget who brought them all together. Without his journalism, without his reach to the public, many of us would never have been aware.
That guy.
Just say it.
Do Mr. Kearney.
Just say it.
Aiden Carney.
Just say it.
So Mr. Kearney.
Kids in your imagination. Just say it.
Turtle Boy.
Yes, that's it.
Aiden Carney.
No, you don't need that.
Turtle Boy.
You said it twice. Just say it once more. Come on.
Aiden Kearney.
Just say it.
Aiden Carney.
Just say it.
Turtle Boy.
And we're going to take this goddamn office back from you because you are nothing but a corrupt piece of shit. We're tired of it, Morrissey. We're tired of your fat ass sitting behind a desk covering up the murder of all these people. The people are tired right now. We've had enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. Let's hear it. We're not going anywhere. We're staying. We're getting larger and larger. The noise that you guys are trying to make, it's going to disappear, and we're still going to be here because we know how to hug each other and stand beside each other, and there is nothing up in your brick office up there that's going to stop us. So get off your fat ass and get out of here. But we've had enough. So everybody here, congratulations to all of you because you're sitting out here in the freezing cold, side by side, arm in arm with each other for the right thing. And we're doing the right thing, and the world knows we're doing the right thing. So free Karen Reed, justice for Sandra Birchmore and her baby, justice for Enrique Delgado Garcia. You know, look at Turtle Boy too. I mean, look at the charges he's got that they've wrapped up. They got Justin Root. I mean, how many more people are coming out over this? The onion's getting peeled back, and they're scared up in there because now the people are finally speaking up around here, and they're not used to that. Look at the people of Canton. Mrs. Daniels goes around assaulting people, thinking she can get away with it. It ain't happening no more. Not happening no more, folks. You know why? Because we're stronger than them, we're smarter than them, and we're playing by the rule book, unlike what they do. So good is going to triumph over evil, because we've had enough of their shit. So Michael Morrissey, we're coming for you. Nora Healy, you better stop listening a lot better and do a lot better than what you're doing.
Please tell him that all these people and a lot of people on the internet, thousands on the internet, care about him and his family. Lots of people.
Tienen el apoyo de muchas personas. Yo sé que ustedes no lo saben, pero en realidad, si se ponen en YouTube, estos dos son creadores, ellos tienen sus canales y en realidad ellos están siguiendo hablando de Enrique. Ellos no se van a olvidar de Enrique.
Everybody's just as heartbroken. Not as much, but pretty damn close. It's a tragedy.
Los corazones de nosotros también estamos tan rotos porque esto es una injusticia.
And families in our prayers. If there's anything the family needs, they reach out to the YouTube community. We'll absolutely take care of it. Anything they need.
Dice que si necesitan algo, la familia, tú sabes que nos deje saber que nosotros estamos aquí para apoyarlo.
No matter what.
Yeah. Este movimiento entero están apoyando. This is his cousin right here too. Hola.
Hi, how are you?
Tienes que.
Hola, ¿cómo está mi amiga?
All right, that's good.
So she's saying that they assassinated him and he did not deserve it. He's a good person and he didn't deserve this.
December 8th, there's a fundraiser at the Star Drive-In. They're invited.
Un evento Diciembre 8. Se llama el Star Drive-In. What city?
It's in Taunton, Berkeley.
Es para
The holiday fair.
un evento para, tú sabes, de que va a haber cosas para vender y todas estas personas que están aquí también van a ir. Así que dice que están bienvenidos a ir y aguantar en Taunton.
Start driving.
Start driving. Si tú quieres, yo te escribo la información. I'll write the information.
Yeah. Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah. Wow.
¿Quieres decir algo más? Sí, okay, she doesn't. Her family demands justice, demands answers.
The movement.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
As Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. This powerful truth resonates deeply as we advocate for those we honor today. Justice for each of them means safety for all of us. When we allow injustice to persist, we compromise the very fabric of our society. Today, we are powerful forces who are uniting. Different stories, different circumstances, but all stemming from the same corrupt powers within the district attorney's office. This corruption must be confronted, and we must demand accountability for those who abuse their authority and power. If true, especially disgusting to see Police Chief Rafferty take over the police department audit that so many have worked tirelessly for. The police, particularly in Norfolk, should be not policing themselves or have any influence over the decisions made by an outside audit company. This lack of transparency undermines public trust and accountability, and they don't care. I'm excited to join these forces and work together going forward. We are not a mob. We are not criminals. We are strong, we are resilient, we are powerful, and we are just getting started. Eden Kearney is not leading a mob. Eden Kearney is not a criminal. Journalism is not a crime. Covering up murders and framing innocent people for is. Let us challenge and expose these injustices faced by so many. Together we can raise awareness, advocate for a system that protects all its citizens. Wait, I got just one more.
You got that.
Nope. As we remember those who have suffered, who are suffering, who have sacrificed their lives and freedoms, let us commit ourselves to fight for justice. May our voices echo in the halls of power and bring the change we seek. Thank you.
Thank you, Deanna.
I'm going to introduce the beautiful and powerful, and that's why I spoke before her, because I can't follow her, Mizzy. Yay! I want to thank everybody for coming today.
On the sidewalk.
It's very here.
Off the sidewalk. On the sidewalk.
They just need everybody to get out of the road, please. Oh,
Thank you. First Amendment, boy, I'm telling you. Thank you.
you guys spread a little bit.
Yeah, you guys can spread it out.
Mizzy, can you take a step back?
We'll surf on the way back.
Yeah, that's good.
I want to thank everybody for coming today.
Except Mr. Hartman.
Yeah.
That's Hartman.
Okay, let me start again. I want to thank everybody for coming today. It's very important that we all are here representing everybody who needs justice. John O'Keefe, Sandra Birchmore, Just en Route, and Enrique Delgado, Jr. Garcia. We stand together united because these people all deserve better investigations. They deserved better investigation than rubber duckies. Yeah. 6 months on rubber duckies. 30 days on Justin Root. Sandra Birchmore's suicide was called basically that day before the coroner even had her body. That's not right. It's not right. You know, most of us don't even know most of the people who we're standing up for. But we saw how sick and disgusted we all are because of what this office has done. They have not investigated crimes properly. Sandra Birchmore was murdered by an animal Morrissey, by an animal. And you left that animal on the street for 3.5 years. 3.5 years. Can I have all the guys put their hands up just for a second? Everybody look around. Now, if it was any of these men with their hands up had done that to a child,
Right.
they would have been prosecuted right away.
Yeah. Right. Yep.
But no, not Matthew Farwell. And the other two, Robert Devine and William Farwell. Why haven't they been prosecuted? It's been 77 days since Matthew Farwell was arrested for the murder of Sandra Birchmore. But still, no state charges from Michael Morrissey. And I want to give a special shout out to Trooper Fanning and Trooper Dunn for repeatedly lying to Sandra Birchmore's family, telling them that she killed herself. They helped cover up Sandra's murder.
Drop the act and drop the ache. Try Revitive Circulation Booster. Visit revitive.com.au.
They helped Matthew Farwell. Like I said, if it was any of you guys that are standing here with us, they would have prosecuted you.
Yeah, I was on the sidewalk.
No suspension
Yeah.
today.
No suspensions. No, we'll get, we might get them on time card fraud. No, you would be in prison. That is why we're here, because we're sick and tired of police officers. You notice all these cases, what are they involved? Police officers committing crimes.
Right.
That's why we're all here. We're here because these injustices, like Sandra Birchmore, cannot stand. We can't allow citizens of this country to be abused by the police and for the crimes to just be covered up. So I'm going to end right here, but I want you to help me say her name. So them in this office, so Michael Morrissey, John Fanning, and Trooper Dunn, you can hear her name. Sandra Birchmore.
Sandra Birchmore!
Sandra Birchmore.
Sandra Birchmore!
Sandra Birchmore.
Sandra Birchmore!
Thank you. Again, thank you everyone who came here today. I appreciate it greatly.
Thank you, Missy. Good job, Missy. Good job, sweetheart.
Can Jen Root come up here, please?
Here we go.
Hi.
Yeah.
Wow,
brought her up.
That was awesome.
Have two in case one doesn't. I've been fighting for almost 5 years for people to know the truth about my brother, Justin Root. And from the bottom of my heart, to see everybody out here for all the victims is extremely moving. And it gives me hope, because together we are stronger, and we are continuing to get stronger and larger. We're just starting. Yep. This is just starting. As I said the other day, this is not a moment. This is a movement.
Man.
I think everyone knows that Michael Morrissey and many of the same Barry investigators that were involved in Sandra Birchmore's case, John O'Keefe and Karen Reed, were the same in Justin Root's. So Justin's case was finished in 30 days. That's what you do. But you do rubber duckies for 6 months and spend a ton of money. Not on our watch, not on our tax dollars. It's over.
Yeah.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Yeah.
So my family and I remain sickened by my brother Justin Root's egregious killing and the continued absence of anyone in a position of authority willing to enact a warranted independent investigation. We cannot get to transparency or accountability without that. Law enforcement investigating themselves and their colleagues, and they have close working relationships with district attorneys' offices. You know that can't be impartial, and you know that's not transparent. Why is it happening? Why is it continued? We say no, no more.
No more.
No more. We're seeking accountability, and for whatever reason, be it political or elected officials, have been reluctant to step forward. Talking to you, A.G. Campbell.
Right.
I'm talking to you, Maura Healy.
There you go. There you
How
go.
dare you meet with my family and look us in the eyes and continue this shenanigan for all of these victims. It's time for you to step up and do something. The Norfolk District Attorney also used Boston police detectives and Mass State troopers to investigate their own colleagues. And in just 30 days, their so-called investigation concluded that firing 31 bullets at my brother while he was on the ground, covered in blood, with nothing in his hands. There was a trained EMT at his side. She was providing him aid, but no. They had to come running with their guns and tell her to move. One kicked him, and then they unloaded 31 bullets. They were practically on top of him. This office thinks that's reasonable. If that's reasonable, tell me what's not reasonable. The 6 shooters were interviewed 5 days after the shooting, along with leading questions, and most of these officers had met as a group before they were even interviewed. That's a clear violation of Boston Police Department rules at that time. There couldn't be a clearer conflict of interest.
This office doesn't care about conflict of interest.
No, they don't. So we move forward. We demand accountability, and what I like to say now is real accountability, because I'm so tired of seeing our politicians get up there and talk about, we want accountability and transparency. Well, I'm talking real accountability and real transparency. Real justice. Real truth. Truth matters. Stronger together. So Justin would add an E to the end of his name, making it just one. And he would say that we are just one. We're one world and we're one people. And I know he's here with us today. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And my dad, Justin's father, Evan Root here. Come on up, Dad.
Yeah. Well, as Jennifer said, we've been at this for 5 years. She's worked like, I don't know how many hours a week, at least 40 hours a week or more. While
I do a little overtime.
taking care of the family at the same time. But that you are all here now and these cases have piled up. It's a godsend that we all coming together about this. Because it just may make a difference.
It will make a
We
difference.
will make a difference together.
Okay, that's what I like to hear.
We will
So
together.
there's been a lot of discouragement on this path. But
Yep.
it's looking up now. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone here who's gathered for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
At this time, we'd like to invite Peter Murphy up to speak. Peter.
Peter.
Sergeant Murphy.
I'm so glad you're there, Tom.
That's right.
Definitely, huh?
Understand me, so I
This is something.
Thanks, Dennis. Sorry to be here. This is going to be very. Technical difficulties again.
I'm honestly all right.
Peter, just come back here. Sit up at the grass. I've been watching Resistance of Silence last night. You know, if I touch anything,
Bad stuff happens.
So for you people here that don't know me, and I think we got a head count of somewhere around 80 or 90 people.
92.
Thank you for coming. I want to thank you for This is about me. It's about people on this, and Justin, and as we just heard, a lot of the people apparently that haven't gotten justice in this Commonwealth, and particularly in this county. I got into police work back in the 70s. I took the job because I wanted to protect the weak from the strong. I wanted to see justice for people. I wanted to ensure that there was a fair system, and I thought I worked under one. I believed in these cases. I believed that Sandra back in '81 was a suicide. That changed. The Karen Reed case, I believe that for a year until April of 23, and that changed. It's just, I know the numbers are incredible as far as how many people have either been wrongly charged, framed, or not properly charged. And thank God for Mizzy and the family that are fighting for Justin and fighting for Sandra to bring this case, all these cases forward. I can't believe that this guy's still in office.
Speak up. I wrote over here what's here.
I can't believe that the gentleman in this building, I use that term loosely, is still the DA.
Howard, not building. Howard.
And the system is broken. It needs to be fixed. Somebody mentioned Mara Healy. I don't know how high up it goes, but there's a problem here. And I just want to thank everybody here for the support for all of these cases. And let's move forward and hope things get better real quick. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you for standing with us, Peter.
All right. Thank you so much, Peter. Next up, we have Shay, who's going to say a few words.
Go over the channel.
Greetings, everybody. I'm here on behalf of Nathaniel Brown, an African-American brother who did not have a fair chance against Tully. I would dare call him Lieutenant Tully. His name is Tully. Nathaniel's been wrongfully convicted the last 11 years. Last year, he was recently had a conviction overturned. With no evidence, no DNA, no eyewitness, Tully was able to convict his brother with a corrupted investigation he led. Nathaniel is now at the Dedham County, where he will be waiting for his fair trial next year. His bail has been denied 3 times with no reasoning, but we are in court currently fighting for that. But till then, I will still fight for Nathaniel Brown's freedom.
Now you got up to fight with me.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us.
Shay, I have to say, she's his ride or die best friend and the leader of his campaign. I also work hard for him and other wrongfully convicted people across the state. My name is Lynn, Squada Solutions. But anyway, Nathaniel's case is textbook, okay? What they're trying to do to Karen right now is exactly what they did to Nathaniel. They cherry pick what suspect of 3, 4, 5 people that were maybe around before the incident. They pick one and they ignore the others. There were 2 people yelling at the victim. His name is Jordan Baskin, sweet guy. There were 2 people screaming at him where the neighbors looked out the window, and I ID'd them, described them. They never investigated the people that had a reason, a motivation to be violent towards this young man. So that's with Karen, same thing, right? How many people were at in that area? How many people? Oh, we're going to just choose Karen, right? The girl. She's not going to fight back. Well, we love Karen because she's a fighter, right? Yeah. Right? And again, we love all you all. And we love all the coming together. We're forming actually with Nathaniel. We've got 10 strong. We're going to have more wrongfully convicted men across the state. We're going to, and you're all welcome to join us. We're going to the governor and the AG. I've worked with both of them.
Yeah.
No. Oh no. Guess what? If they don't meet with us, we're going to have the biggest press conference the state's ever had. How many campaigns?
Right.
15, 20? You know, so we're done.
And now the sheriff is in town. Trump, bless the Lord.
Anyway, I'll stop now, but we all appreciate you so much, and thank you for inviting us after you set this up. It means the world to Nathaniel. We thank you. Really, thank you.
Thank you.
And we've been so happy to meet so many good people that aren't afraid to stand up. This is our country, not anybody else's. They work for us. DA Morrissey is elected, right? We don't work for him, he works for us. We gotta remember that. All right, much love to
Justice
everybody.
Pinocchio.
Welcome to the family.
Sorry. Great. Thank you so much. All right. Normally I would introduce your next speaker, but your next speaker is me. So instead I'll introduce myself.
Here we go.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Jason Broyles, and some of you may know me better. It's not Haley Walbrecht on Twitter, for those of you who are on Twitter.
No.
And that refers to Haley Walbrecht, my former pen name, and some days I wish it was still my pen name and the people didn't know who I am. Except for today. That's not one of those days because I'm very happy to stand up here as myself and discuss these cases and all of the things that they mean together. You know, just a little bit about myself. I'm an independent journalist. I'm also an advocate for victims, and I'm a frequent commentator on cases just like the ones that we're here to talk about today. You know, 20 years ago, before the prevalence of social media and platforms like YouTube, holding an event like this would be nearly impossible. Back then, kind of like now, the media would just read the press release issued by the police or the district attorney, and everybody would just believe that Sandra Birchmore killed herself, or that Justin Root was a threat to the police officers that shot him, and that Karen Reed killed John O'Keefe, and Enrique Delgado Garcia died of a tragic accident. You know, today we know better, and we can all be here demanding the much needed accountability from the very people who are supposed to protect us, just like the people that work in this building behind us. Some people don't understand what draws us all together. There's a lot of commentary on Twitter over the last day. They look at all these cases that we're here to talk about, and all they can see is how different they all are. You know, none of these cases and none of these victims are the same. They can't understand how it all fits together. The victims we're here to support today, they couldn't be more different. And our diversity is a reflection of the differences in those victims. We have some people here that don't even speak English. We have people here that are from every socioeconomic background, every race, every gender. Everyone here is different. But, you know, it doesn't matter what race or gender or tax bracket that we all came from. Our differences make us powerful. It isn't easy to unite diverse communities. The fact that we're all here is a testament to the strength of our convictions. Our differences demonstrate the seriousness of the issue we're all here to discuss. And on that issue, we aren't different at all. Any of our daughters could be Sandra. Any of our significant others could be John O'Keefe or Karen Reed. Any of our brothers or sons could be Justin Root or Enrique Delgado Garcia. In fact, two of the victims we're here to support were police officers themselves. One of them was a police explorer who was drawn to the police. I stand before you as someone who is a supporter of police. I have a lot of friends who are police, and I generally support them. But my years of experience in talking about cases like this and doing this have turned me into a police accountability activist as well. The thread that runs through all of these cases, what really ties them together, is what happens when the police face legal liability themselves. Here in Norfolk County, the investigations into Birchmore, Root, and O'Keefe's death were performed, as you heard already, by many of the same officers from the State Police Detective Unit here at the Norfolk County District Attorney's Office. What we see in their cases is a unit who seemingly does an exemplary job investigating murders, even high-profile murders, the ones that don't investigate police. And they seemingly fall apart when a police officer is even suspected of potentially facing legal liability. Evidence that can't be found, videos that have gone missing, forensic evidence that is compromised or never collected in the first place. These are the hallmarks of when the detective squad that works in this building face evidence that their fellow officers may be involved in a crime. And where is Michael Morrissey, literally? He has no problem issuing prejudicial statements in the Karen Reed trial in order to help cover for his embattled goon squad of troopers, or for the family of cops cast under suspicion in that case. Where is he for John, the cop who died, or Sandra, or Justin? He's too busy collaborating with people like revenge pornographer Kate Peter and Lindsay Gaetani in its quest to hunt turtles and peaceful protesters with rubber ducks, instead of actually representing real victims like Sandra, Justin, and John. He's too busy persecuting Karen Reed. He's too busy prioritizing the cops who didn't die to worry about the ones who did. I drove here today from Bristol, Connecticut to address his constituents, you. He can't even walk outside to the sidewalk to spare a word for the family members and friends of those who died who are here with us today. He's not going to show up here. You know, Worcester County isn't doing any better with covering up the tragic death of Enrique and shunning the victims, shunning the families of victims like Molly Bish. It's time for district attorneys across the Commonwealth to start remembering who they're here to represent. In the case of Norfolk County, it's too late. Hopelessly convicted and corrupt District Attorney Michael Morrissey must resign. He shouldn't serve even another day in office. Today we stand together. It's time for justice for Sandra Birchmore, Justin Root, Enrique Delgado Garcia, John O'Keefe, and all of the other victims, some of whom we just learned about today, and their families. It's time to free Karen Reed. Most of all, it's time to send a message that we, the people, won't rest until the truth is told. It's time to tell the truth. D.A. Morrissey, tell the truth. Thank you very much. Now, it's my pleasure to serve as your MC for the rest of the afternoon here, so I would like to invite up Beatriz, who's going to say a few words. She's right behind me. I love it.
Sorry. So first of all, I just want to say thank you all for being here today. Make no mistake, no matter what cause is on our shirts, we stand here together to show our love and support for all the victims. We're outraged at the nonsense happening right here at the Norfolk County DA's office. Wake up, Morrissey. The residents of Massachusetts and the world are watching. Do better. We demand better. We deserve better. Yes. At this time, I would like to say a few words. I was actually just speaking to the Enrique Garcia family, translating some information back and forth. And I had, so, para la familia Delgado Garcia, nosotros los apoyamos en este tiempo tan difícil. Que la memoria de Enrique viva para siempre. Esperamos que ustedes reciban la justicia que se merecen. Que Dios los bendiga.
There is a God. Go ahead, justice. Yes. So God hear us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, and now my new friend Suzanne is going to come up and say a few words. So, Suzanne's our last speaker for today. Once Suzanne is done speaking, I'm sorry, Mitzi and Jen are going to come back up before we go on our parade. So, Suzanne, here you go.
30 years. Now, people are running against him. Maybe they were supposed to show up.
I'm a member of the Justice for Standout Birchmore, as many of you know. And for those I got to meet today, it's been an honor to meet everybody here today. On February 4th, 2021, members of the Canton Police Department and the Norfolk County DA's investigative team reported to the tragic scene of Sandra Birchmore's death. By all accounts, it seemed a thorough investigation began with the full weight of multiple towns and state agencies. There was confusion early on. Was it a scarf? Was it a strap? Or maybe a belt? The place looked kind of cluttered with a lot of packages and projects. Future planning, maybe? And she was having a baby and excitedly preparing for that. This crack team immediately concluded that she killed herself and that no other answer existed, nor did it warrant action against anyone else, especially not one of their own. Troopers Fanning and Dunn knew very well about Sandra's involvement with Farwell and others. Loved ones who wanted to talk more about her were dismissed. Interviews conducted in the days that followed, namely those of Matt and Billy Farwell, were a joke. Forensic tech experts viewed that now famous security video and deemed it to be not of investigative significance. Initial phone searches by Nick Garino found that there were no communications between Sandra and Matt Farwell, certainly not the 32,709 that were later uncovered. For 2 years, we heard nothing from this office but empty statements like, quote, The investigation to date has not developed a prosecutable case against any individual, quote, and, quote, state police detectives and the medical examiner found no evidence of foul play, quote. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm done listening to them say nothing. I'm done watching them do nothing but work for their own. In Morrissey's own famous words, it has to stop. Not the speaking out, not the exercising of constitutional rights and standing up for our loved ones. This office needs to stop the corruption. Thank you all.
Thank you, Suzanne.
Thank you. Can we say one thing?
All right, congratulations. Thank you so much, Suzanne. At this time, we're going to ask Dina, come on, here you go.
Unexpectedly. One thing is, everyone look to your left and your right, because these are your brother and sisters in arms for this fight. And each one of you deserve a pat on the back for being out here. Cold, rain, snow. We ain't got no quit. We all know that. But right now we're gonna march around this building. Almost. When they're done and Missy and them say so, we're gonna go around the building like we've done before. If you're new here, we're gonna march around. We're gonna say whatever we want to say and show them that we're not as scared. We own this building, and we're sick of fat ass being up there, and we're gonna get rid of him.
All right, now we're going to have Mitzi and Jen Root step back up and say a few more words before we head off.
We just want to thank everybody who came out today. We appreciate you for standing up for everyone who needs somebody to speak for them, especially the departed who were murdered. So I want everybody to take their one finger to put up in the air. Just on Roots used to say, we're all just one. So I want everybody to repeat that after me. Just one. Just one. Just one. Just one. Just one. Just one. Okay. I want to say justice for John O'Keefe. Justice for John O'Keefe. Justice for Enrique Delgado Garcia. Justice for Enrique Delgado Garcia. Justice for Sandra Birchmore. Justice for Sandra Birchmore.
Baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
And her baby.
Her baby.
Justice and free Karen Reed.
Free Karen Reed. Free Karen Reed.
Free Karen Reed.
There you go.
Free Karen Reed. Free Karen Reed. So let's go through that list again. John O'Keefe. John O'Keefe. John O'Keefe. Sandra Birchmore. Sandra Birchmore. Sandra Birchmore. Enrique Delgado Garcia. Enrique Delgado Garcia. And again, free Karen Reed.